blossom around town flowers all over the city to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region. The Leisure and Cultural Services Department, LCSD, launched the Flowering City project from June to October 2022. Landscaping work in major parks and sites, including setting up colorful flower seas, flower walls, themed gardens, labyrinth gardens, and beautifying roadside gardens, planting ornamental flowers and characteristic plants to beautify the city landscape. This program is exclusively sponsored by the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Theme Garden Flower Wall Sea of Flowers Jurassic Maze. Birthday Theme Garden Flower Show Theme Flower Appreciation. The second phase, which runs from June 13th to August 7th, will feature colorful flower seas, local flower walls, fun and challenging labyrinth gardens, and birthday-themed garden for citizens to enjoy flowers and play. The third phase will be carried out from September 9th to October 16th. At that time, Eastern and Western themed gardens with characteristic designs will be set up in selected parks in the 18 districts of Hong Kong. The public can visit and take pictures to share the special characteristics of Hong Kong. The joy of the 25th anniversary of the founding of the administrative district. Details will be announced later, so stay tuned. Flower wall. The department has installed vertical flower walls with local characteristics at prominent locations in the Central and Western District Waterfront Promenade, Central Section, Victoria Park, Kwun Tong Waterfront Garden and Chun Wan Park to add a festive atmosphere to the community and also allow members of the public to take pictures. The department has set up colorful flower fields at 6 selected venues to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region with the public. The 6 venues are the Central and Western District Promenade, Central Section, Kowloon Park, Lai Kai Kok Park, Tai Po Waterfront Park, Tuen Mun Civic Plaza and Tat Tung Road Garden. Science and Art Tamar Park, Admiralty Exeter 25th Anniversary. A New Era Stability Prosperity Opportunity Beautiful Scenery in the Port of Lake Harbor. Celebrating the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Office, Yong Heo and the Cultural Office took a 3-part cooperation stand K11, the Yuri Group and Shinwa Group. From June 23, the Hong Kong Palace will install multi-organized external art displays and large-screen images. The Hong Kong Museum of Arts and Science, recommended by the Hong Kong Association of Science and Science, presented the exhibition, Hong Kong Poetry Series, Art Theory, under Hong Kong Peninsula, was sponsored by Hong Kong artists, the Hong Kong Museum, and the Chinese Sea of Arts, Nagasaki Park in the Midwest coast of Nagasaki. Chinese Stage was exhibited a multi-group subject of science-themed art exhibitions. The 3 collaboration stalls are exhibiting art in the Saha River and the seacoast, adding the art gallery in Hong Kong had been a colony of the British Empire since 1842 after the First Opium War, and its territory was expanded on 2 occasions. First in 1860 with the addition of Kowloon Peninsula and Stonecutters Island, and again in 1898 when Britain obtained a 99-year lease for the new territories. The date of the handover in 1997 marked the end of this lease. The Chinese government declared in the treaty its basic policies for governing Hong Kong after the transfer. A special administrative region would be established in the territory that would be self-governing with a high degree of autonomy, except in foreign affairs and defense. Hong Kong would maintain its existing governing and economic systems separate from that of mainland China under the principle of one country, two systems. This blueprint would be elaborated on in the Hong Kong Basic Law, the post-handover regional constitution, and the central government's policies for the territory were to remain unchanged for a period of 50 years after 1997. China has stated since 2014 that it considers the treaty to be spent with no further legal effect, while the United Kingdom maintains that the document remains binding in operation. Following China's 2020 imposition of national security legislation on Hong Kong and a 2021 National People's Congress decision to approve a rework of local election laws that reduces the number of regional legislature seats elected by the public, the UK has declared China as being in a state of ongoing non-compliance with the joint declaration. In the Hall of the People in Beijing, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and Chinese Premier Zhao Ziyang sign an agreement committing Britain to return Hong Kong to China in 1997 in return for terms guaranteeing a 50-year extension of its capitalist system. Hong Kong, a small peninsula and group of islands jutting out from China's Guangdong province, was leased by China to Great Britain in 1898 for 99 years. In 1839, in the First Opium War, Britain invaded China to crush opposition to its interference in the country's economic, social, and political affairs. One of Britain's first acts of war was to occupy Hong Kong, a sparsely inhabited island off the coast of southeast China. In 1841, China ceded the island to the British with the signing of the Convention of Chuanpai, and in 1842 the Treaty of Nanking was signed, formally ending the First Opium War. At the end of the Second Opium War, 1856 to 1860, China was forced to cede the Kowloon Peninsula, adjacent to Hong Kong Island, along with other area islands. Read more. How Hong Kong came under one country, two systems rule. Britain's new colony flourished as an east-west trading center and as the commercial gateway and distribution center for southern China. On July 1, 1898, Britain was granted an additional 99 years of rule over the Hong Kong colony under the Second Convention of Peking. Hong Kong was occupied by the Japanese from 1941 to 1944 during World War II but remained in British hands throughout the various Chinese political upheavals of the 20th century. On December 19, 1984, after years of negotiations, British and Chinese leaders signed a formal pact approving the 1997 turnover of the colony in exchange for the formulation of a one country, two systems policy by China's communist government. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher called the agreement a landmark in the life of the territory, in the course of Anglo-Chinese relations, and in the history of international diplomacy. Hu Yaobang, the Chinese Communist Party's Secretary-General, called the signing a red-letter day, an occasion of great joy for China's 1 billion people. At midnight on July 1, 1997, Hong Kong was peaceably handed over to China in a ceremony attended by numerous international dignitaries, including British Prime Minister Tony Blair, Prince Charles, Chinese President Jiang Zemin, and U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. A few thousand citizens of Hong Kong protested the turnover, which was otherwise celebratory and peaceful. The chief executive of the new Hong Kong government, Tung Chee-hwa, did enact a policy based upon the concept of one country, two systems, thus preserving Hong Kong's role as a principal capitalist center in Asia. Massive anti-government protests in Hong Kong began in June 2019, when more than 1 million people marched to protest a bill that would allow the extradition of people to mainland China to stand trial. The bill was later dropped, but anti-government unrest remains.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.